Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi and welcome to MidWeek Magic, where I want you to grow your collection by winning 2 free rare or better ICRs each and every week. This week's MidWeek Magic is the Brawl Builder Challenge, so we've got to put together a 100 card Brawl deck with a commander from Duskmourn. And of course, we are going to do it on a budget. We've got a commander all picked out, and let me tell you boys, she's quite the doll. But before we get into all of that, this whole MidWeek Magic thing has become a bit of a tradition here at the Stronghold, and it all started with our crack team of researchers discovering that we were the only YouTube channel making consistent, proactive, and timely MidWeek Magic coverage. And here we are years later, and it appears that we're still the only ones out there doing it for the budget community. So be sure to subscribe to the Planeswalker Stronghold so that we can be here for you every chance we get. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, right. So here we go, folks. Arabella, the abandoned doll. You see, I wasn't being sexist. She is a literal doll. In fact, a legendary artifact creature toy. It's Boros mana with a 1/3 stat line, and in case you haven't seen this already, whenever she attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. So, you do a 1-drop, you play her on 2, on turn 3, maybe you drop a 2 mana that creates 2 creatures, and then an additional 1-drop. You swing Arabella and nothing else. You're looking at a 10-point life swing just off the attack trigger, because it's going to deal 5 damage and gain you 5 life. What you really want to do is be able to build out that board state. That's going to be a big focus of ours. And secondarily, helping to protect Arabella so that she could swing more than once. Because really, 2-3 swings is all you really need here, assuming that you have some other players contributing as well. And let's not forget, one of our starter decks actually focuses on this little guy's power 2 or less theme. Unfortunately, it's the wrong colors for Arabella as the commander, but it's an excellent place to start our thought process at the very least. So let's start putting this deck together, and we're going to do it on the super cheap and focus primarily on cards from your starter collection. So I simply started with a copy of the red-white starter deck, and you just make a clone of it, open it up. You'll want to convert it to a standard Brawl deck, and well, at the time of recording, I didn't have our commander available on Arena, so I am using a similarly colored legendary creature as a holding place, and then it's just a matter of trimming out the secondary copies here and getting it down to a 1-of standard Brawl deck. And from there, you just want to fill in a bunch of additional slots with cards from your pre-existing starter decks, like that Orzhov 2 Power Matters deck. Don't forget that your mono white and mono red starter decks are also great sources of these. And in fact, there's a goblin in there that'll make a 2-power creature unblockable, and that's a pretty nice addition for a alchemy only card that will be perfectly legal for your historic version of this deck. Now, from here, it's just a matter of fine-tuning your list according to your own collection. And this is where you want to be thinking about those kind of Brawl staples, like, for instance, Ornithopter Paradise. Just is such a nice fixing piece, and it kind of fits with the theme here as well. Similarly, you're going to want to improve your mana base. Ancient Ziggurat is great for a creature-based deck. Thrawn Portal should be a standard budget staple. Command Tower, of course, goes in every Brawl deck. Fabled Passage, regardless of which version you're using. It is available on standard. There's no reason not to run it here. Plaza of Heroes, also a standard staple that I think everyone should have. And Valgavas Lair is a brand new card that really fits in nicely for that color fixing. Now, as you can see at the moment from the list I put together, I don't have a copy of Acrobatic Cheerleader yet. This deck is mostly put together using cards from your starter decks and the existing season, the Balloon Burrow, as well as a handful of cards from the Duskmourn set as well. A couple of additional Duskmourn cards at lower rarity that I think are very strong considerations. Jump Scare will help keep Arabella alive with giving it flying, making it harder to block, etc., etc. Also, something like Hardened Escort will pump a single creature and grant it indestructible. And again, giving Arabella that one additional swing sometimes is all you're going to need in this deck. The Arabella effect is just so strong. Similarly, something like Fear of Surveillance is another good common from Duskmourn. Fits the theme very well, and because of its vigilance, it can play both offense and defense. And the ETB Surveil, or excuse me, the Attacks Trigger Surveil 1 is a pretty nice way to filter through your deck. Oh, and guys, before we wrap up, don't forget about all those free packs that you got back when you first started your account, or if you have been playing for a while, you've got a ton of stuff in your historic playable collection, and I've got no idea what you have. So definitely do a little browsing. Look for those low power creatures. Look for things that are going to give you life gain advantage. Look for things that can help you protect Arabella. And of course, always keep in mind those really staple historic cards, particularly for Brawl. And if you're not sure that you've gotten all the free packs that you could have, all you got to do is search the phrase free codes in my short video, and that will give you a 1-minute answer for every single code that was available at the time of recording. So there it is, guys. Those are my thoughts on using Arabella as a Brawl commander. I think it's a really good budget-centric choice, but don't forget, this is a starting point. I designed this deck specifically to take advantage of as many of the cards that I know are in your starter collection for this year. But as I was saying earlier, I have no idea what's in your collection. So do your due diligence, poke around a little bit, and find those cards that are hiding in your collection that fit just perfect in this deck. You won't regret doing it. Did you find things that you didn't expect to, or maybe cards that you forgot about? Did you discover new free pack options that you maybe didn't know about prior to this? All in all, I want to know what you think, what your experience was like, because not only does that help other people here in the community, but it shapes future content as well, and I do feel like that's important. So be sure to share what's on your radar in the comments down below. And hey, just in case you didn't catch all that, Matt would like you to know that the deck list that we discussed in this video is going to have a link down in the doobly-doo to take you over to Aetherhub, along with a link to any other alternative lists that you might wish to consider. He only asks that you give it a little thumbs up when you're over there checking out the deck list. And I plan on live playing this event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. over on my Twitch channel. So definitely stop in and check it out. Because the Stronghold is so much more than just a YouTube channel, and you can find links to all of our other social media outlets in our profile. Because at the end of the day, we're all budget players. And as a community, we're stronger together. So like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things to show a little love. It's appreciated more than you know.